It's the 20th anniversary of Bass Industries. We want an expose on the man behind the company.
You dated the stepdaughter. You know the son.
Look, the last thing I need is Bart Bass as an enemy. Yeah, and I'm really not the undercover type.
If you're afraid of the man's wrath, we won't print your name. But if your reporting's as good as your fiction, I'll assign you another piece.
Look, I'm sorry, sir, but he's not an idiot. If I milk him for information and you print it, he's gonna know it came from me.
We'll only print something if it's true and can be verified. If the man's clean, the story goes away. If he's not, well, that's on him, isn't it?
Well, this has been great, Mr. Bass. Thank you for answering my questions.
Anything for a friend of Serena's?
As I mentioned, I'm kind of over the writing thing, and I want to see what else is out there. You're easily the most successful person I know, so I figured why not start at the top, right? Yeah, I was hoping that I might be able to shadow you for just a few days a week after school.
I'm a busy man, Daniel. I don't think that's going to be possible.
Yeah, of course. I don't want to impose. It's just, well, my dad, his world is pretty narrow. You know, he may have had a hit song in the 90s, but he didn't build half the Manhattan skyline.
Your father is a fine man, but I can see how you'd want something more.
Well, again, thank you for your time.
It's been a pleasure, Dan. Listen, do you like hockey?
Sure, yeah.
I was thinking maybe I could give you a business primer over a Ranger game Tuesday night. Chuck, what are you doing here?
I'm sorry, sir. I told him you were in a meeting.
I came by to have Robert clear your schedule for the game. Apparently you already have a date. What are you doing here?
I'm newly interested in the construction business. I thought your dad could show me the ropes. I was just leaving. Thank you, Mr. Bass.
Jillian, Chuck Bass.
I never thought I'd hear from you again.
Frankly, neither did I. Are you still an intern at New York Magazine?
Yeah, why?
What do you know about a guy named Dan Humphrey?
Nothing, except he's about to walk into a meeting with my boss. I have to go. I'll call you back.
Did Brooklyn Boy really think he could bury the bone in the backyard and no one would find it? Every Bass will have his day.
Noah, it's Dan. You know how I told you it might take a while to get anything good on Bass? Well, it turns out the story's not gonna take as long to crack as we thought.
Hey. You're Humphrey? Wasn't expecting a kid.
Well, I'm sorry to disappoint, but no one else is showing up, so if you got information, I'm right here.
All right, in '87, your friend Bass bought a building in Midtown to convert to condos. The market crashed, and he couldn't raise the funds to complete it. So when you know that building burned down.
Are you saying it wasn't an accident?
Kimber building. Bass collects the insurance. He goes on to build an empire.
It was just like in All the President's Men. Yeah, and I'm thinking there's no way this could be legit, but all the facts check out. The date, the building, the fire, the insurance even.
And you're happy about this?
It's huge. Bart Bass, an arsonist? This article could change my life.
Could also change Serena's life, Lily's life, their whole families.
I know, all right, and I feel badly about that, but if this is true, then people have a right to know. Noah says all I need now is to get a statement from Bart.
By tricking him into telling you information so you can exploit it.
Dad, I'm writing an important story for a quality publication. Why can't you just admit this is a good thing for me? I'm sorry to bother you at home, sir.
What was it you wanted to speak to me about?
Something kind of strange happened while I was at your office. I overheard this guy talking about you to an employee. He said that you were responsible for a fire in one of your own buildings. He had a lot of details. I figured there must be some kind of explanation. You know, if it even happened, which I'm sure it didn't. And look, I know this is none of my business, I'm sorry, but he was so insistent, I figured if he was telling people to work, he could be telling other people, too.
So it's out. I've had that man's death on my conscience for 20 years.
Wait, someone died? Dad, don't say anything else.
He's writing a story for a magazine.
So what's it gonna cost to make this go away?
If you use this against my father, I will destroy you.
Chuck, what happened is bigger than you hating me or me trying to make it as a writer. I could ignore this if I wanted to.
It will ruin our family.